It's actually been a really long time since I made a video for YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Um, you know, I'm just really lazy sometimes. Here's what I want to talk about. I was finally in a very happy state for 2.5 months. Well, 2 months. Why? Because the person I've been in love with, like truly, honestly in love with, and I'm gonna share this with you guys because maybe I need a vent. I don't know. Maybe I just need a vent. But anyway, the guy I've been in love with for 11 years finally decided to be with me. And he came out the closet, supposedly, but only to my friends and family, to be with me and our mutual friends. If you're going to come out the closet is not, coming out the closet is not easy. It's very difficult. I've never had to do it because I've always been very expressive of my homosexuality. I never had sat down anyone and said, "Well, I'm gay for this reason." No, I never did any of that. I've always been expressive of myself. So by the time I got to like middle school, high school, I really hardly ever got teased by about it because it was old news, and it was so old that people actually would forget that I was homosexual. But anyway, or that I am homosexual. So if you're gonna come out the closet, come out for yourself and for your sense of freedom. Because honestly, when you come out for someone else, it's not, you're not doing a service to them. You're doing a disservice, and it's very dishonest to yourself. Because he came out, but then, and I talked to him before he did that. And I told him, if you come out, to my friends and family, especially on my Facebook page, your mother is going to find out. How do you feel about that? His exact words to me were, well, she pretty much abandoned me, left me for dead. I'm like, all right, but you guys are going to make up because that's your mother. And you guys love each other. It's not like you have the bizarre, dysfunctional relationship I have with my mother. Your mother actually likes you and loves you. So, she found out 2 months later, and he flipped the script, became a totally different person. Not totally different, just exasperated the negative aspects of his personality. And it got to the point where, along with a few other bad habits that he has and issues that I really want to be there for him and help him through, I had to break up because I wasn't being appreciated, and I don't think I was being respected, and definitely didn't feel respected. And it has a lot to do with, I knew what I was getting myself into when I got with him. I knew because I've known him for 11 years, and I understand a lot of where he's coming from. Also the drug issues. As a person with an education in clinical psychology and drug rehabilitative services, I know that unless an individual wants to help, you cannot help them. A person has to want to change and do better for themselves. If they tell you, "I'm going to go to rehab so I could be the better man or better woman for you that you deserve," that's not going to work. They have to do it for themselves. And a lot of times they're not bad people. They just make bad choices because they have a drug problem, and it makes them make bad decisions, and it influences them to make bad decisions, whatever you want to phrase it. Now, I do love this person. I still want to be with this person. Hopefully one day in the future I could be with them, but right now I don't think it's possible. And it really sucks because I am really hurting. And you know what's sad is that I'm 36. I turned 37 on the 22nd. And this was my first official relationship. Really sad. His first official homosexual relationship too. But you know, he's been with plenty of women. Um, and none of his friends treated him any differently when they were finding out. None of them. So a lot of times when you feel that you don't want to come out because people are gonna treat you differently, most of the time that's in your head. Most people won't treat you differently. Most of your friends won't. And the ones that do, usually are the ones that don't spend any time with you anyway or talk to you. Like you get a high from the street, like, "Hey, what up, bro? What you doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come by, let's smoke a L. Screw you!" Type of nigga. I'm like, you don't. no, like, no, it's just not. That's just whack. But like those type of people, and it's like people that you don't really see often or talk to often. Maybe once in a while you see them at a party, if you even still go to parties. But we were both really happy for a while. At least I like to think that he was, because he was happy for a little while, and it was just too much. That's what's been going on. The cancer thing, I'm still dealing with it. Obviously, you still see me with my oxygen. I'm having a few issues with my prescription drug coverage because we switched companies, and I didn't know that. I told them not to switch my insurance, and they still switched it, and it sucks. And I can't talk about which insurance it is. I can't name them by name for legal reasons because then I don't want to get sued by a multi-million-dollar big pharmacy company, but or big pharma or whatever it is that the term for them are. You know, but I'm doing okay. The tumor did shrink a little bit, a fraction of an inch, and they think, oh my god, it's so great, but it's whatever. Fraction of an inch is better than no inch, even though it's not an inch. It's better than nothing. I go for more treatments this week. We canceled out my treatments for 2 months because it was just like I get weird side effects from this weird ass drug, and the side effects I was getting was even listed under 3 pages of side effects that they give you. And yes, I changed the subject for a reason because I wasn't gonna get too deep into my issues with my current ex because I don't want to break down on video, and especially on YouTube with a bunch of strangers watching, and my 78 subscribers. But I also don't want to bash him and put his business out there. But I'm gonna tell you something. Back to the drug problem thing. A lot of people are gonna disagree, but this is the fact. Drug addiction is not a disease. It was classified a disease so that insurance companies will pay for rehabilitative services because before you had to pay out of pocket for it. Um, Drug addiction is a symptom of a much deeper psychological issue. Drug addiction, for a good portion of people, is self medication. It's escapism to escape a mental disorder, depression, PTSD. You're self medicating because you don't want to deal with those feelings, you don't want to deal with those thoughts. And that euphoric feeling only lasts for so long, and then the euphoria goes away, and you want to reinduce it. That's how it all starts. And a lot of people who suffer from that do have a drug addiction problem. So, and a lot of people with drug addiction problems have a mental illness, which isn't necessarily like a big, taboo. It's just something that is stigmatized that people don't want to talk about. Mental illness in America, in the world in general, is a big problem. And in America, especially, we have a stigma where automatically when you hear someone has a mental illness, you automatically think they're crazy or whatever. Mental illness is a spectrum of things, and the spectrum of severity could be very mild, could be very serious. But the point is that you don't judge another person because you don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. You can sympathize, maybe. You can empathize if you know what they've been through. If you haven't been through it, you can sympathize. If you have been through it, you can empathize. Now, in my situation, I was very excuse me, sympathetic because I've never done any kind of drugs. I've never even had a sip of alcohol, not willingly anyway. Um, at 37 years old, I've never even been inside a bar or a club. I've been very low. Yeah, very I'm very chill. I just don't do that. It's not my thing. So I have family members and very close friends, and I have helped many people get on the right track from the drug addiction. But those people were ready for help. Those people, I offered the help. A lot of them said no, and eventually a lot of them said yes. And they were ready to change because they said yes. Now, it's not a one-time yes and then you change. A lot of times you have to say yes more than once. Because there's always that psychological need and desire for the substance that is your drug of choice. It's just like when someone who was a little on the heavier side is addicted to eating because they eat their emotions. You gotta leave that plate of brownies right in front of them. Like, okay, you know they love brownies. You know they're on a diet. Like, they're gonna go after that brownie. And if they don't go after that brownie, you best believe in their head they're like, damn, that brownie looks so good. Look at that brownie. Look at that brownie. Me personally, I don't like brownies, so I'm good. My thing is pie. Mm. Oh, and cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies. They're the only cookies I like, actually. I don't eat anything else. Um, but yeah, so, a lot of things get in the way of people's happiness. And what a lot of people with drug addiction fail to accept is that what you do affects the people who love you. And the people around you who love you get upset. But the only way for you to get better is if you do it for yourself. So don't sit there and say, oh, I'm doing this to be a better man for you or a better woman for you, for this person, for that person. Sit there and say you're doing it to be a better man for yourself, to be a better woman for yourself. Because you're never going to have what you want. That $3,000 cat, that $10,000 car, that house, if you keep spending your money on drugs. You're never going to have a productive life if you let the drugs control you. There are functioning addicts, I know. I've met quite a few who are functioning addicts. They go to work, they come home, pay their bills, and then whatever's left over, they smoke it up, drink it up, do whatever. But a lot of times, most people aren't like that. Most people, when you're an addict, it's because it's affecting your ability to function in day-to-day living effectively. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, both situations, because a lot of LGBT people suffer from a drug problem and homelessness because of a lot of depression that comes with the fear of rejection of your family, a lot of the depression that comes from being rejected of the family. And a lot of times it's just self-acceptance. Like, you just have to just accept yourself and accept who you are. And, some people will say, oh, well, accept me for being the drug addict that I am, and da-da-da-da, the unconditional love. And, you do bad things when you want to get that high, when you're chasing that high. Lying, stealing, cheating, prostitution, all of that. And you know what? It affects the people around you. And unconditional love does not mean that you get to walk over somebody, walk all over someone unconditionally either. Eventually I can love you and forgive you, but not let you back in my life because I know you're going to take advantage of me for that reason. And that's how some things are going to be. And I've had to cut off family members for that reason. I had to cut off other friends for those reasons. Like, dude, it's not cool. It's not cool. And you can't always blame it on the addiction, because some people are just dicks anyway. But that's what I wanted to talk about very briefly. Maybe I'll make a better video than this one. But, I do love. I am in love. 11 years is a long time, and I'm probably going to stay in love for another 11 years. If I'm even around for 11 years. But that's how life is. You can't always get what you want, and things you feel that you deserve, you still can't get. At least that's true for me. I don't know how it is for you. So to my viewers and my 78 subscribers, thank you for watching this short little 15-minute plus video, and I hope you have a great day. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone who celebrates. Those of you who are single, happy Valentine's Day, and I hope you find love this month or soon. And remember, you are worthy of being loved, both freely and openly. You are worthy of being loved.